When a man has no one but God, that's not poetry, it's a place, a real, terrifying, healing place. There comes a moment in a man's life when the voices go silent, when the phone stops ringing, when friends disappear, when even family can't seem to understand, when you look around and there's no one left but God. It's the loneliest moment, and yet the most sacred one, because in the silence of abandonment, the hidden truth begins to speak. Most people think strength is proven through companionship, through being surrounded by allies, friends, supporters. But the strength that heaven measures is often forged in solitude. There's a difference between being alone and being left alone. One is a circumstance, the other is a summons. Throughout Scripture, mighty encounters with God happened when a man reached the end of human companionship. If that's where you are, stay with me, because this may be your confirmation. Job, once surrounded by blessings and friendship, lost everything. His possessions burned, his children gone. Even his wife broke beneath grief, telling him to give up. Job sat in ashes, scraping his wounds, with no one left. And yet, in that silence, God prepared him. No prophetic voice, no choir around him, only God, only the breath of heaven and the echo of despair. The same silence that crushed him refined him. That's the hidden truth unfolding. Sometimes God removes every helping hand so you can feel the weight of His alone. Many run from that moment. They mislabel it depression, bad luck, rejection, isolation. But heaven calls it something else, an appointment.
When a man has no one but God, he learns what can't be taught in crowded rooms. He discovers what sermons can't fully explain. Because knowing about God is not the same as knowing God Himself. In loneliness, theology becomes relationship. Words on a page start breathing. Promises start pulsing. You may think God has gone silent, but what if He's just drawing you into a place where only His voice remains? And the God you once spoke to politely becomes your only conversation. The hidden truth is this: solitude is not punishment, it's refinement. It's where God separates your need for people from your need for Him. He strips away dependence, so when He restores you, you're standing on Him alone. Even Jesus faced it. In Gethsemane, His friends slept. His betrayer arrived with soldiers. He stood before Pilate alone, hung between heaven and earth alone. And that isolation birthed salvation. There's a divine pattern. Joseph, forgotten in prison. Moses, exiled in the desert. Elijah, hiding by the brook. Paul, chained in a cell, writing letters. Everyone discovered what the comfortable crowd never could. When a man has no one but God, the veil lifts. Revelation is born. Humans crave validation. We want to be seen, understood, affirmed. But God sometimes withdraws the light of other people so we can recognize the greater light within us. The wilderness isn't a location. It's an inner state, a place where the voice of the world dies down, so the whisper of God can finally be heard. Some of your greatest spiritual growth is happening right now, exactly when you think nothing's happening. You look around and see emptiness, but heaven sees construction.
The emptiness you're feeling right now isn't lifeless, it's loaded with purpose. It's where God does His quietest, deepest work. The silence is scaffolding. Your tears are cement.
every unanswered prayer another brick in the foundation of your calling. When God isolates you, He's not deserting you, He's defining you. If your faith can survive without applause, without presence, without proof, that faith is pure. That's the kind of faith that terrifies hell because it can't be manipulated or bought. But there will come a breaking point. Every man who walks with God faces it. The night where prayers hit the ceiling, where heaven feels deaf, where you whisper through tears, "God, where are you?" Heaven allows that cry, not because God is absent, but because He waits until your strength is gone, so His can begin. The prophet wrote, "Even the youth grow tired and weary, but those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength." Renewal comes after exhaustion, when you've spent your last ounce trying to fix, to call, to hold on, and everyone else lets go. That's the threshold of divine intervention, because God steps in where human help steps back. And then something happens. You stop begging for company. You stop chasing approval. Your heart grows calm. You realize it was never about being abandoned by people. It was about being positioned for God. Here lies the hidden truth. When a man is left with nothing but God, he begins to possess everything that truly matters. Dependence on God isn't weakness, it's alignment. This is where heaven rewrites your foundation so you no longer rely on people to hold you up. He becomes your peace in chaos, your counselor in confusion, your supply in drought. His presence is enough. Not poetically enough, literally enough. You begin to see God didn't remove people to punish you. He removed them to prepare you.
He pulled you into solitude to separate your calling from the noise. Remember Elijah in the cave. God didn't speak through wind or fire, but through a still, small voice. Sometimes God lowers the world's volume, so His whisper becomes undeniable. So if you are there right now, forsaken, misunderstood, invisible, don't mislabel your season. It's not death, it's disguise. God's working His deepest masterpiece in the shadows of isolation. Your faith muscles are growing unseen, your discernment sharpening in silence, your roots digging deeper while the surface still looks barren. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. That isn't poetry, it's spiritual geography. When everyone walks out, heaven moves closer. That emptiness you feel, it isn't abandonment. It's God expanding the space for His presence to fill. Then one day, the season shifts. Not because you were rescued by people, but because you were rebuilt by purpose. And when that happens, you won't resent silence anymore. You'll revere it. You'll understand why Joseph forgave, why Job worshiped, why Paul sang in chains. Because when you've had no one but God, you stop fearing loneliness and start recognizing holiness. A man alone with God is never truly alone. He's surrounded by the hosts of heaven, anchored by divine strength, guarded by promises no human can revoke. So the next time life turns quiet and faces disappear, don't panic. That isn't your downfall, it's your visitation. Don't curse the silence, consecrate it. Don't scroll past this moment. This might be the sentence that carries you through your entire season. Because in those quiet spaces, God writes His loudest chapters. Maybe you've prayed and heard nothing. Maybe you've been overlooked by people who once swore they'd stand by you. Maybe surrender feels like failure. But the story's not ending. It's beginning.
When other hands release you, the hand of God becomes visible, and that hand never lets go. This season isn't meant to destroy you. It's meant to reveal you. It's the stripping that makes your destiny light enough to rise. So stand firm. Breathe. Don't run from isolation. Learn from it. There's gold growing in your quiet. There's glory waiting on the other side of your stillness. The hidden truth? When you have no one but God, you realize He was all you ever needed. If this message spoke to your heart, hold it close. God's presence isn't a Sunday experience, it's a moment-to-moment reality. Take the silence you're in and turn it into prayer. Turn your loneliness into a meeting place. Let God rewrite your dependence, your strength, your story. Say it with faith. God is enough. You are not forsaken. You are being formed. Stay rooted. Stay faithful. And remember, when the world walks out, God walks in.